Alright? Boom. It comes up host only. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm just going to keep this default subnet. It will just randomize the subnet. And I'll use 192.168.80. Need to make a mental note of that. Down here, I'm going to have a local DHCP service. Alright? If I click on the DHCP settings, this gives me my reservations. I see that my starting IP address is going to be 128. It'll go through 254. And my lease will be for 30 minutes, max lease 2 hours. I'm going to increase this by a few hours, 3 hours and 30 minutes, and it's like by 6 or 7 hours. That way it won't try to release the IP address all the time. This is the network that you're going to need for setting up your environment for your VMs and your backtrack and everything else to work. Why? Come on. Come on. Good. Click OK. Exit out of here. Now to check that, if you run a command prompt, and you type in ipconfig, okay, you'll see your VM network interfaces. Okay, so there's my LAN, there's my wireless, there's my local Ethernet. Alright, so there's my VMnet adapter 1. There's my VMnet adapter 8. And there's my VMnet adapter 2, and as you can see, there's that 192.168, .1, which is going to be the gateway for those when they get on the network. So you know it's done. All right. So now that that's all done, what I want to do is I want to import my first VM. And just to do a preliminary setup on Backtrack, I'm going to import Backtrack first. So if I go to File, Open, I go to my virtual machines, you can see that I have Backtrack in here already. I'll open it. It'll come up. There's a couple things I need to do. All right. First off, I'm going to go ahead and keep it set at NAT. I have all this stuff already, it comes pre-working. I'm going to increase my memory. So I got 4 gigs of memory in my laptop. And memory is by far probably the best way you can increase performance on the VM. So I'm going to increase that to 2 gigs for one reason. When I do all my updates and I do my upgrades on the operating system, it'll run faster. So I'm just going to do this temporarily. I'll come back when I put it in the environment. I'll drop it down to a gig. So I click on that, and I'm just going to increase this to 2048. Okay. All that looks good. And then I'll start it. If you get this, okay, when it asks you, you moved or copied, you copied it. You copied it. Didn't move it, you copied it. Don't crash. Yeah, sure. Okay. Those of you who didn't know, the default username and password for Backtrack is root and torn. which is root spelled back. For those of you who didn't catch on that. All right. Okay. The next thing that you need to do is you need to start the GUI environment, which is the command start X. And my number lock key on this just goes crazy. Just ignore it. All right. Once that comes up, there we go. Once that comes up, along the top bar here, you'll have a terminal. Open up a terminal, and you will be in the terminal as the root user. You know you're the root user because you have a pound sign. You have a pound sign. What's that kind of look like? Boom. Well, yeah, it's a hashtag. All right. The first thing you want to do is you want to look at your IP stack. So the command is ifconfig and I always type everything. So as you can see here, I have an IP address of 192.168.217.128. Here's my broadcast. It looks like I got a DHCP from my system. Let's just ping real quick, 4.2.2.2. Nice, I have internet connectivity. So from here, I want to do my updates. App get update. This can take a while, especially if you haven't updated it in a while. Which I haven't updated this guy since like September. Oh, and it's done. Then, apt get upgrade. Okay, you're going to get a little warning sign here. Take a real quick look. Yeah, that's good. Hit yes. And in using a package manager, a good thing is always to update, upgrade, update. Okay? Update, upgrade, update. So once this is all said and done and over with, and Metasploit will take a little bit of time because it's updating all the vulnerability, threat matrices, and everything else. That takes a little bit.